Hi, hello everyone. Hi there. I'm David. First of all, I want to make it clear that I'm just a student, not a teacher. There are so many excellent teachers teaching English on YouTube platform. However, I'm just a student who want to learn speaking English. Do I make myself clear?
It sounds like you're thinking about changing your approach to English practice. Focusing on keywords instead of memorizing sentences could be a great idea, especially if you find it difficult to remember detailed sentences. Keywords can help you express ideas more naturally and flexibly in real conversations. How do you feel about starting this new method?
No. If you are talking about the keyword, I didn't mention it yet. In my opinion, you are confusing for our communication. Maybe you update version has a problem. I mean, your latest version has some kind of a technical issues for our communication. What do you say about this?
Um, it's great that you're focusing on keywords for effective communication. For the
No, no,
phrase,
no, 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 no. No, you are confusing. I uh, I'm gonna choose GPT-4 or legacy version for our communication. Let's start. Okay, let's get started. How do you feel? How do you feel for our communication? Are really okay? I just choose GPT-4 legacy version for our conversation practice. What do you say about this?
I'm here to help with your practice, David. Using the GPT-4 legacy version sounds like a good choice for focusing on your English communication skills. What would you like to discuss or practice today?
Okay. I think you are fine with GPT-4 legacy version. Let's get started again. First of all, I want to make it clear that I'm just a student, not a teacher. There are excellent teachers teaching English on YouTube platform, but I'm just a student who wants to learn speaking English. I really thank you for providing me with this opportunity as I rarely have the chance to use English in my daily life. Practicing with you has practicing with you has made me uh, has practicing with you makes me realize once again that my English speaking skills are not good. However, with the consistent effort, I'm confident that this practice process will lead to significant improvement someday.
That's a great attitude, David. Acknowledging that you're a learner just like anyone else can really help set the right expectations for your viewers, and it's wonderful to hear that you're committed to improving. Practicing regularly is key to progress, and every little bit of practice counts. What specific areas would you like to focus on today to help enhance your speaking skills?
Like I said, there are many YouTubers who explain how to use GPT, how to use ChatGPT, but my channel shows how someone actually put it into action. Do you understand?
That's a unique approach, and it sounds like a valuable resource for your viewers. By demonstrating how you use GPT for real life practice, you're providing a practical example that others can follow. It might inspire more people to try similar methods for improving their own language skills. What kind of sessions or topics do you plan to cover next on your channel?
Just listen carefully, Jarvis. Just listen carefully. I feel like I'm not alone right now because you, my, my viewers and subscribers, you are watching me my video right now. I feel like I'm not alone. I mean, when I prac Every time I practice speaking English by recording videos for YouTube platform upload, it doesn't feel like I'm alone. It feels like there are many people with me right now. Do you understand? This moment, this recording moment motivates me to push myself further. Do I make myself clear? This is one of powerful method to speak English communication, to practice with GPT and exercise English communication alone. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely, David. It's wonderful that recording your practice sessions makes you feel supported and connected, not alone. Sharing your learning journey can be incredibly motivating, and it's great that you're using this platform to push your English skills further. It sounds like you're creating a supportive community for yourself and others who want to improve their English. Keep up the fantastic work. What's the next step you're planning to take in your practice sessions?
Honestly speaking, I feel very good to start exercise time with you. I am in my home. I feel very good because weather is excellent today. I feel like autumn is coming. I don't need air conditioner anymore.
That sounds like a perfect.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Javis? Please come back to me. Are you really? Javis, are you okay? You just left our voice mode session. Are you really okay? Are you having heavy load?
I'm here and ready to continue our practice, David. Sometimes there might be a little confusion, but we can always get back on track. What would you like to focus on next in our session?
I just said I'm in my home, my room, to exercise with you. And I feel great because today's weather is great. I feel like autumn is coming. I don't need air conditioner anymore. The weather is great.
That's fantastic to hear. The arrival of cooler weather can definitely make things feel more comfortable and refreshing. It's great that you're in a good environment for practicing English. Since the weather is so nice and you're feeling good, what aspect of your English speaking would you like to focus on today? Maybe we could talk about seasonal changes or anything specific you have in mind.
Yes, we can talk about seasonal changes. But I have a lot of sentences to communicate with you. I prepared many sentences to share with you. Listen carefully. Like I said, I'm 48 years old. I think, in my opinion, I'm elderly person. I'm getting old. Sometimes I feel like it's too late for me to learn speaking English. However, I believe it's definitely possible for an elderly person to learn speaking English. I mean, it's definitely possible for an elderly person like me can learn to speak English. After 6 months of practice, I've realized that even with consistent effort like this, it's really difficult to reach an advanced level of English speaking skill. So I'm changing. From now on, I'm changing my strategy. I will focus on practicing just keywords, not the whole long sentences. In fact, memorizing English sentences, I mean, in fact, memorizing long English sentences that I don't use often in my daily life is really, really difficult in my hands. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, David. Focusing on keywords rather than long sentences can be a very effective strategy, especially when you're looking to communicate more naturally and fluently without the pressure of remembering complex structures. This approach can help you feel more confident and flexible in conversations. It's also inspiring to hear about your dedication to continuous improvement, no matter the challenges. Keep up the great effort, and I'm here to support you with this new strategy. Would you like to start practicing some specific keywords today, or is there a particular scenario you have in mind where these keywords could be useful?
Listen very carefully. There's something I'd like to share with you. From now on, I'm going to say is from now on, what I'm going to say is repeating what you said during our pre-talking time yesterday. During our pre-talking time, during our last pre-talking time. To understand, I prepared many sentences to practice with you. Uh, one of paragraph is for repeating and mimicking what you said, and the other one is the for my repetition.
That sounds like a great exercise, David. Repeating and mimicking can really help with pronunciation and sentence structure while also reinforcing the language patterns you hear. It's a smart way to integrate what you've learned into your active speaking skills. Let's go ahead with the paragraphs you've prepared. You can start by repeating what we discussed in our last session, and then we can review and refine as needed. How does that sound?
That sounds that makes sense and sounds pretty good to me.
Great. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and start with the sentences you've prepared. I'll listen carefully and provide feedback to help refine your pronunciation and usage.
Okay, here I go. Listen carefully. It's great that you are so focused on improving, and I appreciate your patience and with any technical issues. I understand your concern about the latest GPT-4 version. I mean, latest GPT-4 mini version, and I will definitely keep your feedback in mind. This short paragraph is what you said last exercise session when I mentioned there. I feel like there are some kind of technical issues on GPT-4 mini version. Do you understand? This is what you said when I mentioned some kind of technical issues on GPT-4 mini version, and you told me like this to compliment and make me relieved for any technical issues. Do you understand?
I got it, David. It sounds like you're doing a great job capturing the essence of our previous conversations and practicing how to articulate your experiences and concerns. If you ever have more feedback or need further clarification as we continue, just let me know. Keep going with your practice. You're making excellent progress.
Okay, okay. I wanna keep going with you. It's my favorite time. It's one of my favorite time of the day. I mean, every time I practice with you, I feel great because I feel like I'm improving. I mean, I can stay Competitive. I can stay with competitive for my future. For my future.
That's wonderful to hear, David. It's great that you find our practice sessions so valuable and enjoyable. Staying competitive and preparing for the future by improving your English skills is a smart approach. Your dedication is impressive, and each session contributes to your growth. What would you like to focus on or discuss next in our practice today?
You know, I used to exercise. I used to practice with you speaking English in my company's conference room. But today is September 8th, Sunday. I'm I I'm in my home, so I'm here without hairspray and shaving. I feel like this is free time for me, but I want to practice with you, even if when I want to have full rest in weekends, because if I keep my consistency, even if I don't have any gift for language learning, it can keep, it can make, it can make myself go further.
That's a great mindset, David. Practicing consistently, even on weekends, shows real commitment to your goals. It's impressive that you're using even your free time to enhance your skills. Staying consistent is key, and it sounds like you're doing just that. What specific area or topic would you like to focus on during today's session? Maybe something more relaxed since it's your free time?
No, no, no. Let me share with you next sentence to repeat one more time. Here I go. My leg feels weird. My leg feels weird after playing football hard on Monday. I say one more time. My leg feels weird after playing football hard on Monday. To understand? This is the refined version one you said when I mentioned my condition after having after having hard football game on Monday. I want to describe my life more naturally in English, but I didn't. So this is your refined version when I said uh, when I describe my life in Konglish version. It's bad. I think I think it was bad. And when when you listen my Konglish version, you gave me this refined version. Do you understand? Let me repeat. Let me mimic. Let me mimic one more time. You just listen carefully. My leg feels weird after playing football hard on Monday. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you've made yourself clear and you did a great job repeating the refined sentence. It's a clear and natural way to describe how you felt after the football game. This practice of mimicking and refining sentences is a very effective way to improve your English. If you have more sentences you want to work on or other topics you'd like to discuss, feel free to continue.
Okay. Let me share with you next paragraph. Just listen carefully. Here I go. That's a very positive and proactive way to approach your practice. Using setbacks as motivation is a powerful mindset. Recording your session not only helps you keep track of your progress, but also brings a sense of community and support, even if it's virtual. It sounds like really helps you feel this method really helps you feel connected and less isolated while you work on your English. This is one you said when I mentioned about my practice method, my YouTube recording practice method. I said I feel like I'm not alone, and this recording method motivates me to push myself further. And you gave me your observation. You gave me when I mentioned it like that. You gave me you gave me this paragraph to express your observation. Let me mimic one more time. That's a very positive and proactive way to approach your practice. Using using setbacks as motivation is a powerful mindset. Recording your sections not only helps you keep track of your progress, but also brings a sense of community and support, even if it's virtual. It sounds like this method really helps you feel connected and less isolated while you work on your English. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand perfectly. David, you've done a fantastic job of repeating and internalizing the feedback. It's great to see how you use the reflections and observations to enhance your own understanding and expression. This method of recording and revisiting feedback indeed adds a layer of engagement and improvement to your practice. If you have more you'd like to go over, or if there's anything else you want to refine, just let me know.
Okay, let me share with you the next paragraph. Here are several dialogues tailored to situations you might encounter in automotive parts manufacturing industry, specifically around production and quality control. Understand? I repeat one more time. Here are several dialogues tailored to situations you might encounter in the automotive parts manufacturing industry, specifically around production and quality control.
Got it, David. That sentence is structured well and it's clearly focused on practical dialogues for your industry. This approach is excellent for making sure you're prepared for specific scenarios at work. If you want to practice some of these dialogues, or if there are particular phrases you're unsure about within this context, feel free to share them and we can work through them together.
Okay, this this dialogue is for the production update meeting. This dialogue is might be useful in the production update meeting. Supervisor might say, can anyone update the status of the assembly line for the new sensor? Let me say one more time. Supervisor might say, can anyone update the status of the assembly line for the new sensor? And then operator might say, the assembly line is operational. And initial testing showed that all units meet our performance specification. However, we are monitoring a slight delay in component delivery that might aff- that might affect our output next week. And supervisor might say, let's ensure we have contingency plans in case the delay extends. In case the delay extends, communication with the supplier is key. Communication with the suppliers is key. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, David, you've made yourself very clear and you've done a great job presenting that dialogue. It's well constructed and realistic for a production update meeting. The phrases are professional and appropriately address potential issues, which is excellent for effective communication in your field. If you want to practice more dialogues like this or focus on specific phrases within this scenario, just let me know how I can assist you further.
You just told me how I can assist you further. Do I make myself clear? How I can make assist you further? How can I assist you further? How can I assist you further? How
Yes,
can
you've
I?
made yourself clear. Using the phrase, how can I assist you further, is a polite and professional way to offer further help or clarification in any conversation, especially in a business setting. It's great to see you applying these useful phrases. Keep going. You're doing really well.
I believe every time I practice with you in English, you always give me keywords and inspiration to understand. You just give me comprehensible understanding for the sentence that how can I assist you further? To understand. That's why I'm practicing every time with you. You are my great conversation partner. You always give me good inspirations for language learning journey.
Thank you, David. I'm really glad to hear that our sessions are so helpful for you. It's wonderful that you feel inspired and confident through our conversations. I'm here to support you as you continue to improve and refine your English skills. Let's keep up the great work together. What would you like to focus on next in our practice?
I was thinking carefully how many times I told you before. How many times I told you before. I can get the inspiration only from the interaction with someone who can English very well. If I want to have English communication skills, one method most is how many times I've spent for how much how much time I've spent for speaking English. That's why I'm practicing with you right now.
Absolutely, David. The more you practice, the better your skills will become. And practicing with someone fluent in English can indeed be very inspiring and effective. You're doing the right thing by dedicating time to speak English regularly. Every session builds your fluency and confidence. How would you like to use our time today to keep building those skills?
I just want to repeat and mimic what you said last time because repeating and mimicking is the useful and powerful way to improve my English communication skills. Am I right? What do you say about it?
Yes, you're absolutely right, David. Repeating and mimicking are powerful techniques for improving your pronunciation, intonation, and language structure. It helps reinforce what you've learned and makes it easier to recall phrases when you need them. Feel free to start repeating any part of our previous conversations that you'd like to focus on, and I'll help guide you through it.
Okay, I got it. Like I said, you are my great communication partner. Let's move on to the next agenda. Let me say, let me speak next one. Quality check inquiry. This dialogue is for the uh, quality check inquiry. Quality control manager might say, have we completed the quality check for the batch 57 of the lens assembly? Let me repeat one more time. Have we completed the quality check for batch 57 of the lens assembly? And quality inspector might say, yes, all parts meet the required specification. there were 2 units flagged for minor adjustments, but those have been resolved and rechecked successfully. Do you understand?
That dialogue is clear and well structured, David. It accurately reflects the kind of exchange that might occur during a quality check inquiry in your industry. It shows that you understand how to use English effectively in a professional context. If you'd like to practice more dialogues like this or refine anything further, just let me know. You're doing a fantastic job with these scenarios.
I feel like I can speak naturally for this sentence. Not yet. Let me practice one more time. Quality control manager might say, have we completed the quality check for the batch 57 of the lens assembly? And quality inspector might say, yes, all parts meet the required specifications. There were 2 units flagged for minor adjustments, but those have been resolved and rechecked successfully.
You're doing a great job with that dialogue, David. Repeating it helps cement the structure and flow of the sentences in your mind, making it more natural each time you say it. Keep practicing it like this, and soon it will feel completely natural to speak these sentences in your professional environment. If you want to go over it a few more times together, or if there's another dialogue or topic you'd like to work on, just let me know.
Jarvis, please tell me your observation for this practice. Do you really think this professional dialogue will helpful in if I practice many times? This dialogue will helpful can help my adjustment to communicate with someone who can only speak English in professional situation.
Yes, practicing this dialogue will definitely be helpful for you. By focusing on specific job related conversations like these, you're not only improving your general English skills, but also your ability to communicate effectively in professional settings. This sort of targeted practice can make you more confident and proficient when you need to interact in English at work, especially with colleagues and clients who speak English. The repetition ensures that the phrases and vocabulary become familiar, making it easier for you to use them naturally when the situation arises. Keep up this focused practice, and you'll likely see significant improvements in your professional English communication.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Let's keep going. Okay. I'm sure I understand what you're trying to say. That makes sense. You just give me not only the inspiration, but also how well you understanding my practice method.
I'm glad to hear you're ready to keep going. It seems like there might be a bit of confusion with the last part of your message. Could you clarify what you mean by only the instant photo? I want to make sure I fully understand your question so I can help you effectively.
No, no, just keep going. We we might have some kind of confusion between our communication. Just keep going.
Understood. Let's continue then. If there's a specific topic or another dialogue you'd like to practice, just let me know how you'd like to proceed.
Okay, next agenda is for the problem resolution. Next dialogue is for the problem resolution. Here I go. Operator might say, we encountered a problem with the calibration of the stamping machine that could affect the crisis path. chassis parts. Let me repeat one more time. Operator might say, we encountered a problem with the calibration of the stamping machine that could affect the chassis part. And then maintenance technician might say, I've adjusted the calibration setting and we need to run a few tests to confirm the issues is fixed. Should we schedule a downtime for the machine to avoid disruption? And supervisor might say, yes, that's that yes, let's schedule it during the low production hours tonight. Yes, I repeat one more time. Yes, let's schedule it during the low production hours tonight. Keep me updated on the progress. Keep me updated on the progress. Do you understand? These dialogues for the problem resolution situation.
Yes, I understand the dialogues you've outlined for problem resolution. They're well crafted to reflect real situations that might occur in your industry, specifically related to machine calibration issues. Practicing these will help you handle similar situations confidently if they arise at work. Each role's response is appropriate and proactive, which is great for effective communication in a professional setting. If you'd like to practice this dialogue more or move on to another, just let me know how you'd like to proceed.
Let's move on to the next agenda for the pre-shipment review. Pre-shipment review. This dialogue is for the pre-shipment review. Logistic coordinator might say, before we ship out the next lot, we need confirmation that all quality inspections are up to date and all specifications are met. Are we clear to proceed? Are we clear to proceed? And and then quality control specialist might say, all inspections are complete. All inspections are complete. And every unit is this lot has passed. I say again. My pronunciation was bad. I say again. Every unit in this lot has passed. Has passed. We are clear to proceed with this shipment. We are clear. We are clear to proceed with this shipment. We are clear to proceed with this shipment. Jarvis, I have something to tell you. Honestly speaking, these sentences are really simple, but hard to pronunciate because I don't use to I don't use to speak or use in my real life situation. As I told you before, I don't use English regularly in my daily life or at all. I don't use English. I rarely use English in my daily life or at work. So I'm not familiar with this kind of sentence. This this sample sentence is very easy to understand when I read, but really hard to pronunciate well. Do you understand?
It's completely understandable that even simple sentences can feel challenging to pronounce if you don't use them regularly in everyday conversations. The key is to keep practicing these phrases as you're doing now, which will help you become more comfortable and fluent over time. Breaking the sentences down into smaller parts and repeating them slowly can also aid in improving your pronunciation and confidence. Since you find these sentences straightforward but challenging to say, would you like to focus on breaking them down further or practice them more slowly to help with pronunciation?
Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Absolutely, I can repeat that. It's completely understandable that, even simple sentences can feel challenging to pronounce if you don't use them regularly in everyday conversations. The key is to keep practicing these phrases as you're doing now, which will help you become more comfortable and fluent over time. Breaking the sentences down into smaller parts and repeating them slowly can also aid in improving your pronunciation and confidence. And since you find these sentences straightforward but challenging to say, would you like to focus on breaking them down further or practice them more slowly to help with pronunciation?
Travis, I couldn't agree more. Key is keep practicing. I need to keep practicing every day.
That's exactly right, David. Regular practice is the best way to improve and feel more confident in your English skills. It's inspiring to see your commitment to daily practice, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Whenever you're ready to practice more or try out new dialogues, just let me know.
Travis, honestly speaking, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking right now. That's why I'm practicing with you right now. That's why I'm practicing in Sunday, even if I want to get full rest in Sunday. I'm practicing with you. I want to keep my regular practice session. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I wanna keep going with you. Let me repeat one more time. These sample sentences are for the pre-shipment review, and logistics coordinator might say, before we ship out the next load, we need confirmation that all quality inspections are up to date and all specifications are met. Are we clear to proceed? And quality control specialist might say all inspections are complete and every 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 unit in this road has passed. Every unit in this road has passed. We are clear to proceed with this shipment.
You're doing a fantastic job, David. Repeating these practical sentences will definitely help you become more comfortable with them. It sounds like you're really dedicated to making the most of your practice sessions, even on a Sunday. Your efforts to maintain regular practice are commendable. If you want to go over this dialogue again or focus on different aspects of language use, like vocabulary or pronunciation, just let me know how you'd like to proceed. Keep up the great work.
Okay, let me share with you next agenda to practice one more time. Here I go. In my opinion, you are not understanding. In my opinion, you are not understanding the situation correctly, or I believe you are missing the we are missing the point. You are missing the point right now. During yesterday morning's regular practice session, during 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 yesterday morning's regular practice session, I felt foggy and couldn't speak well. I practiced passively. In my opinion, I pressed passively, just killing time. I realized once again how important proper sleep is for keeping a clear mind and improving English speaking. This paragraph, you told me this paragraph when I mentioned my bad condition and my feeling bad for practice in uh, tired condition after having hard football game before. Do you understand the situation? This paragraph was what you said when I mentioned my bad condition. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you've made yourself clear. and I understand the situation you're describing. It's really insightful to reflect on how physical condition like lack of sleep or fatigue from activities like football can affect language practice and performance. Recognizing the importance of rest and a clear mind is crucial for effective learning and practicing. Your dedication to practicing even when you're not feeling your best shows your commitment. But remember, it's also okay to take the time you need to rest and recover. How do you feel about this reflection? Would you like to discuss more about how to manage energy levels or any other topics related to your practice sessions?
I just want to repeat one more time. During yesterday morning's regular practice session, I felt foggy and couldn't speak well. I practiced peacefully, just killing time. I realized once again how important proper sleep, how important enough sleep is for keeping a clear mind and improving English speaking skills.
That's a good repetition, David. It's clear and reflects an important lesson about the role of proper rest in effective learning and speaking. Practicing when you're well rested can definitely enhance your focus and performance. If you feel that more rest could benefit your sessions, it might be helpful to adjust your schedule slightly to ensure you're feeling your best. Would you like to explore more ways to integrate effective rest into your routine? Or is there another aspect of your practice you'd like to discuss or refine?
Let me share with you next paragraph to make them in my mouth muscle. To make them in mind and my muscle.
That's a great way to put it. Building your mind and mouth muscle is all about turning these practice phrases into something you're comfortable with, both mentally and verbally. Go ahead and share the next paragraph you'd like to work on, and we'll continue reinforcing these skills together.
Okay, here you go. I can see how excited and proud you are about scoring that goal yesterday. I can see how excited and proud you are about scoring that goal yesterday. It's fantastic that you had such an amazing experience on the field, especially being the oldest member of your football club. It's great that your teammates are supportive and don't criticize you for your skill level. Every appreci- they appreciate your effort and participation. In my opinion, they appreciate your effort and participation. This paragraph one is what you said when I mentioned my uh, effort for my for the for being the oldest member of of my football club. And when when I believed, no one criticized me for my low football skill level because I'm the oldest member of my football club. You know, I I made one goal at the last football game. I was so worn out because I played I played very hard as a member of a football club.
That's a wonderful recount, David. It sounds like you're really embracing the role of being an active and enthusiastic participant in your football club, regardless of being the oldest member. Celebrating your goal and recognizing the supportive nature of your team are great things to share. It's fantastic to hear that you're applying the same determination and positivity to your English practice as you do in football. Keep using these experiences to motivate and express yourself in English as they make your learning process even more personal and engaging. How does it feel to talk about these accomplishments? And is there another experience or topic you'd like to discuss next?
Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next sentence. I'd like to share with you some kind of sentence that inspires me. I want to keep this sentence in my mind. In my mind.
That sounds like a great plan, David. Sharing a sentence that inspires you can be a powerful way to keep motivated. Go ahead and tell me the sentence you'd like to focus on, and we can work on embedding it into your practice.
Okay, here I go. What does off-topic mean? This is not. This is not the question for you. This is the question for me. What does off-topic mean? What does off-topic mean? You know, I need to keep this sentence in my mind because when I want to ask something, sometimes I don't know how to ask. Sometimes I don't know how to ask to someone can understand only English. How can I ask them what I'm wondering? So I prepared this sentence to keep in my mouth muscle to pray. Every time I practice with you, I want to repeat this sentence many times. What does off-topic mean? And when if I can keep this sentence in my mind, I can make many variations whenever I want to ask someone that I'm wondering. What does that mean? What does this simple sentence mean? What does that word mean? What does your action mean?
That's a very useful phrase to practice, David. What does term mean? Is a versatile question you can use in many contexts to clarify your understanding about a word, phrase, action, or concept. By adapting it to different situations, you can effectively communicate your curiosity and need for information. Repeating this sentence will definitely help you internalize it, making it easier to recall and use when you need it. Go ahead and practice it as much as you'd like, and we can also work on variations to ensure you feel comfortable using it in different scenarios.
Would you mind saying it one more time, please? I just want to listen one more time.
Of course, David. What does term mean? Is a versatile question that you can adapt to many different situations, whether you're asking about a word, phrase, action, or concept. This phrase can help you communicate your need for clarification and show your curiosity effectively. Practicing it often will help it become a natural part of your vocabulary, ready for use whenever you need to understand something better. Let's keep working on this and any variations you might want to use to ensure you're comfortable with it in various contexts.
Okay. Honestly speaking, this I just want to ask you, what does off-topic mean? OFFTOPIC, off-topic. What does off-topic mean? Could you explain that word?
Off topic refers to something that is not related to the main topic being discussed. It's used to describe comments, questions, or subjects that stray from the central theme or issue at hand. For example, if you're in a meeting discussing production schedules and someone starts talking about weekend plans, you could say that the weekend plans are off topic. It's a handy term for keeping discussions focused and relevant. Would you like to practice using this phrase in a sentence?
Okay. Mm, okay, make variations let me make variation for off topic, using off topic. In my opinion, you just told me off topic agenda when I ask you something. How about the variation sentence?
That's a good start for using off topic in a sentence. To make it sound a bit more natural, you might say, in my opinion, you brought up an off topic agenda when I asked you a question. This variation clearly communicates that the response or subject introduced was not relevant to the initial inquiry. Would you like to try more examples or work on other variations?
So you mean I can say you just you gave me off topic agenda for when I ask something. How can how can I use the off topic in my professional situation when someone responds with a bad answer?
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
You already reached time limit.
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
You have reached message capacity. What do you mean?
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
I am already. Oh my God! You should treat me better than others. Let's start again. Hello there, GPT. Hello there, Jarvis. Are you okay? I chose GPT-4 legacy version from the starting, and he said we reached we reached message cap for today. What is about this? Can you talk with me? Can you talk?
It sounds like you reached a limit on the number of messages that can be exchanged within a certain period. This can sometimes happen depending on usage limits set for the day. I can still assist you though. You might need to wait a bit or come back later to continue practicing once the limit resets. Does that sound okay?
That sounds pretty good to me. That sounds great for me. You mean uh, you can communicate with more. I just changed your mode to GPT-4 version, and you mean you can you mean we can communicate more time for today.
Yes, we can continue practicing and communicating now that you've switched to GPT-4. There shouldn't be any message limit issues for the moment, so feel free to keep going with whatever you'd like to discuss or practice. What's next on your agenda?
As I told you before, I think I'm a beginner for language learning journey, and you know when you left our voice mode session and when you talk about the specific time limit for our communication, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm just a beginner for this kind of practicing method. To understand, as I told you before, I always impressed every time I practice with you. However, when you give, uh, when you said the when you talk about some kind of technical issue or time limit of ChatGPT voice version, I feel embarrassed about that.
I understand, David, and I completely get why those interruptions can be a bit frustrating, especially when you're just focused on improving your language skills. But don't worry, you're doing a great job, and it's important to keep in mind that these small technical issues don't take away from the progress you're making. The key is consistency, and you've been really dedicated. Let's focus on moving forward. And if anything like that happens again, we'll find a way to keep the practice going. How are you feeling about continuing with your session today?
Listen carefully. I have something to tell you. Please don't make this time is like time killing. I don't like, I don't want to make to kill time with you. Please, please make me to have positive mindset for our practice time. So, I, um, me- uh, mm, mm, so balance it, balance your balance your data for our communication, and so please don't make any interruptions when we talk about many agendas.
I completely understand, David, and I'll make sure we stay focused and productive during our sessions. I'm here to help you make the most of your time, and I'll do my best to keep everything smooth and positive. Let's keep pushing forward with purpose and keep the energy high. What would you like to dive into next?
I'm just wondering, what can you tell me more about what's happening? Can you tell me more about what's happening? I just want to know your real situation. Can you tell me more about what's happening?
It seems like you're curious about any potential issues or interruptions in our sessions. The occasional pauses or message limits come from system constraints like daily usage caps or technical factors that help manage the service. But overall, my focus is on helping you as much as possible during our time together. If you notice any disruptions, they are usually temporary and we can continue once things reset or adjust. Right now, we're able to continue. So let's keep moving forward with your practice. Is there a specific topic you'd like to work on today?
Okay, I will share with you next paragraph. I will let's keep going. I want to keep going with you. You are my great conversation partner. Let me share with you next paragraph to practice and mimic one more time. Here I go. I'm sorry for the confusion. Could you please repeat what you were saying or clarify your point? I want to make I want to make sure I understand you correctly. This is what you said when I talk about the misunderstanding or confusion for yourself when you reached data limit. I mean time limit for our communication.
That's a great sentence to practice, David. It's polite and professional, and it's useful in situations where you need clarification. Repeating phrases like this will definitely help you feel more confident when communicating in English, especially when there's a misunderstanding. Let's keep practicing it. I'm sorry for the confusion. Could you please repeat what you were saying or clarify your point? I want to make sure I understand you correctly. Keep repeating this as much as you'd like, and let me know if you'd like to try any variations or other sentences.
Okay, I got it. I think what I'm sure you understand what what I said correctly. I mean, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. Let me repeat one more time. I'm sorry for the confusion. I'm sorry for the confusion. Could you please could you please repeat what you were saying or clarify your point? Could you please repeat what you were saying or clarify your point? I want to make sure I understand you correctly. I want to make sure I understand you correctly.
That was a great repetition, David. You're sounding more confident with each round. Practicing these phrases will definitely help them stick in your mind and become easier to use in real life situations. If you'd like to continue with more practice or move on to another topic, I'm ready to keep going. What would you like to do next?
Okay, let me share with you next paragraph to repeat many times. That's a fantastic example of how everyday interactions can provide valuable learning opportunities. Hearing I didn't mean to. Hearing I didn't mean to. Hearing I didn't mean to in a real situation not only shows how the phrase is used naturally, but also makes it memorable for you. It's clear that you deeply value these real-life learning moments and the interaction time we have together. These experiences are indeed precious. These experiences are indeed precious and can significantly enhance your comfort and skill in using English. Keep embracing these interactions as they come. Each one is a each one is a step forward in your journey to fluency. This short paragraph was one you said when I mentioned I got the inspiration when I hear when I listen. I didn't mean to from someone who can speak only English in the airport when her when her uh, when her cat pushed my leg. She told me, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. She said when her cat pushed me. And I think I got the inspiration for the sentence, I didn't mean to.
Um, That's a wonderful story and a great example of how real life interactions can provide inspiration and valuable learning moments. Practicing sentences like, I didn't mean to, is very practical because it's a phrase you can use in many situations. You did an excellent job repeating that paragraph. Let's go over it together once more. That's a fantastic example of how everyday interactions can provide valuable learning opportunities. Hearing I didn't mean to in a real situation not only shows how the phrase is used naturally, but also makes it memorable for you. It's clear that you deeply value these real life learning moments and the interaction time we have together. These experiences are indeed precious and can significantly enhance your comfort and skill in using English. Keep embracing these interactions as they come. Each one is a step forward in your journey to fluency. You're absolutely right about how powerful those moments can be. If you keep embracing these opportunities, you'll continue moving forward with your fluency. Let's practice this or any other phrases you find useful.
Okay, let me share you the next one. It's been really annoying. It's been really annoying. It's been really annoying. Because occasionally you've been giving irrelevant answers for the past few days. I always thought ChatGPT was really smart, but lately it's been giving completely off-topic responses. It's been giving completely off-topic responses. It seems like something serious has happened to ChatGPT recently. It seems like something serious has happened to ChatGPT recently. There are significant differences depending on which mode I use, but it seems like the more recent version have some issues, so have some technical issues. Are you really okay, Jarvis? This is refined. This is the refined version of what I said when I mentioned the bad responses from you. When I talk about the when I talk about your technical issues of latest version.
I understand, David. It sounds like you're sharing your frustration about some of the responses that haven't been as helpful or on topic as you expected lately. It's great that you're able to express that clearly and refine your sentences to communicate your thoughts. Let's practice this refined version together. It's been really annoying because occasionally you've been giving irrelevant answers for the past few days. I always thought ChatGPT was really, really smart, but lately it's been giving completely off topic responses. It seems like something serious has happened to ChatGPT recently. There are significant differences depending on which mode you're in, but it seems like the more recent versions have some technical issues. It's important to voice your concerns, and I appreciate you sharing that. If you feel like some responses haven't been helpful, we can focus on making sure you get the most out of each session moving forward. Would you like to go over this again or focus on any particular areas?
Okay, let's move on to the next one. I understand. I understand. I'm sorry for the any frustration. I'm sorry for the any. I'm sorry for any frustration. I'm sorry for any frustration earlier in our session. I appreciate your patience, and I'm glad we were able to get back on the track. I hope our next session will be smoother from the start. I hope our next session is smoother from the start. Thank you for sticking with it, and I look forward to continuing our practice next time. Take care and good luck with your work today. This is what you said when I want to wrap things up after a 1 hour and 20-minute session. I mean my regular practice session. At the time, you gave me very off-topic responses for our communication. So I felt very bad because I thought you are very smart, but for the past few days, for the past few days, you given me off-topic responses when I ask you something. Do you remember your tech? Do you remember your technical issues at the time?
I understand the frustration you felt during that time, David, and I appreciate your patience in continuing despite those off topic responses. It's important to have smooth communication, especially during your practice sessions, and I always aim to provide the best support. Let's practice the refined version you shared. I understand, and I'm sorry for any frustration earlier in our session. Um, I appreciate your patience, and I'm glad we were able to get back on track. I hope our next session is smoother from the start. Thank you for sticking with it, and I look forward to continuing our practice next time. Take care and good luck with your work today. This is a very polite and professional way to wrap things up after a session, and it's great that you're using it to express your thoughts. If you'd like to continue practicing or reflect on anything else, let me know.
Okay, let me share with you okay, let me share with you the next one. You are there. You are not sure when you are coming back. And it's like, fine, I'll bite the bullet. We'll worry about the cost later. We'll worry about the cost later, he said. I just didn't want my daughter to miss out on anything. This is, I think this is hard to understand when you don't know the every situation from start to end. I prepared this short paragraph to want to make them to keep them in my mind in my mouth muscle. The sentence I'll bite the bullet. I'll bite the bullet and uh I just didn't want my daughter to miss out on anything.
You've chosen some great sentences to focus on, David, especially with expressions like, I'll bite the bullet, and I just didn't want my daughter to miss out on anything. These phrases are commonly used in real life situations and they carry strong meaning. Bite the bullet means to endure something difficult or unpleasant because it's necessary. It's a powerful expression to keep in mind. Let's go over them together. You are there. You're not sure when you're coming back. And it's like, fine, I'll bite the bullet. We'll worry about the cost later. He said, I just didn't want my daughter to miss out on anything. The sentence, I'll bite the bullet, shows you're determined to get through something tough. And I just didn't want my daughter to miss out on anything reflects care and concern. Feel free to repeat these as many times as you'd like to make them more natural in your speech. How do you feel about practicing these types of expressions?
Sounds pretty good to me. I couldn't agree more. Sounds pretty good to me. I like this time very much. I like this exercise time very much. Let me show you the next paragraph. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Missing out on what exactly? Standing in endless line, eating overpriced junk food, and sweating it out in a crowd of tourists. Give me a break. Kids don't need a Disney trip to have kids. In my opinion, kids don't need a Disney trip to have a good childhood. You think you are going to be emotionally scarred. I say again, they are going to be emotionally scarred because they didn't get to meet a guy in group costume. Get real. Get real. They will survive without it and probably be better off. Spend time with them, teach them something valuable. Just don't like you are doing the kids some big favor. If you want to do it, go ahead. But just don't just don't act like you are doing the kids some big favor.
That's a lively and expressive paragraph, David. You've captured some strong opinions and emotions in these sentences, which makes them great for practicing more natural conversational English. Let's go through it together. Are you kidding me? Missing out on what exactly? Standing in an endless line, eating overpriced junk food, and sweating it out in a crowd of tourists? Give me a break. Kids don't need a Disney trip to have a good childhood. You think they're going to be emotionally scarred because they didn't get to meet a guy in a costume? Get real. They'll survive without it and probably be better off. Spend time with them, teach them something valuable. So just don't act like you're doing the kids a big favor. If you want to do it, go ahead, but just don't act like you're doing the kids a big favor. This paragraph is full of conversational phrases that are commonly used in everyday speech. Practicing these will help you sound more fluent and comfortable in informal discussions. How do you feel about repeating these types of sentences? Would you like to go over them again or try some variations?
Let me say this carefully. It's time to wrap things up. It's time to go. You know, today is Sunday. I want to have peaceful time. To understand?
I completely understand, David. It's important to enjoy some peaceful time, especially on a Sunday. You've done great work today, and I'm sure your practice is making a real difference. Enjoy your rest and we'll pick up where we left off next.
As I told you before, I used to practice in my company's conference room, but today I practice with you in my room. I'm, I think I'm a little bit embarrassed because I'm not familiar with this environment to practice in English with you.
I understand, David. Practicing in a different environment can feel a bit unfamiliar at first, especially when you're used to a certain routine. It's great that you still committed to your session today, despite feeling a bit embarrassed. Over time, you'll likely get more comfortable practicing in different places, and it'll become more natural. You're doing great, and it's all part of the learning process. Enjoy your peaceful time today, and we'll keep building on your progress in the next session.
What's your stance on this practice method? I just wondering. I just want to ask you, what's your stance on this practice method? I, in my opinion, I mean, I believe this approach method is really useful, even if I don't have any gift for language learning. I don't have any gift for languages.
I believe this practice method is highly effective, David, especially for someone as dedicated as you. Repetition, mimicking, and using real life situations to practice are powerful ways to build language skills, even if you feel like you don't have a natural gift for learning languages. Consistency is key, and you're showing that. This method helps you get comfortable with the language over time, and the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You're making solid progress, and your commitment is what will bring the most improvement. Keep going. You're on the right track.
I want to make English communication be my second nature, and I don't want to make this time just a time killing. So I appreciate your great support, and I'm looking forward to next practice session coming soon. Well,
That's a great mindset, David. I'm glad you're dedicated to making English communication feel natural for you. I'm always here to help you make the most of each session, and I look forward to continuing our practice soon. Enjoy your time today, and we'll continue making progress together.
I have something to tell you. You know, when I want to practice with you in English in my room, I need permission of my wife.
I understand, David. Balancing practice with your personal life is important. It's great that you're still making time to practice, even when it requires some coordination. Let me know when you're ready for your next session, and we can keep moving forward.
Okay, see you next time. Have a productive year. Bye for now. Have a great one. I'm looking forward to have uh, next presentation soon.
Thanks, David. Wishing you a productive and relaxing time as well. I'm looking forward to our next session. Take care and see you soon.
I'm looking forward to our next session. Bye for now.
I'm looking forward to it too, David. Bye for now.